So one of the very nice things we have here at Bushy Run Battlefield is you get a chance to go out onto the battlefield itself and take a tour on what is essentially a limousine golf cart. You have an 8-seater golf cart that takes you out and you visit some of the monuments and some of the sites on the battlefield. And then we also take you through the woods to get an idea of what the battle area looked like. The 250th monument was placed there in 2013. It includes a native soldier as well as a Highlander and an injured soldier leaning on one of the flour sacks itself. And it tells you the units that fought here from the British side and the native groups that were here everywhere, from some of the Lenape to the Seneca that were here, getting people to understand that people came to fight here from where Michigan is today to try and push the British back to the Atlantic coast.
Today at Edge Hill, there was a monument that was placed there from Ligonier Bluestone, and it does mark the location of where the flour bag fort was constructed. There's some bronze tablets at the base of the monument. Two of the tablets are the letters that Colonel Henry Bouquet wrote to Jeffrey Amherst, who was his boss, the commander-in-chief of the British forces in North America. The cart usually goes down through the many trails at Bushy Run. Bushy Run has 3 miles of trails, and you get a chance to appreciate what a wooded landscape would look like, to try to imagine men fighting in those type of conditions.
Unlike other battlefields you get to go to, it's mainly walking tours and you have a great amount of distance to cover. All of ours is covered by this golf cart. It's a great way to actually see the field. It gives accessibility to some people who wouldn't be able to walk around, and being able to have people with mobility issues sit on the cart and view the battlefield rather than having them try to walk across the battlefield makes it a lot easier.
So inside the visitor center, there is an orientation film that does an excellent job of giving the background history of the Pontiac War. And then there are exhibits within the museum that you can look at and learn a little bit about. I'd like to encourage people to come out the first weekend in August for the annual battle reenactment that the Bushy Run Heritage Society puts together. It allows visitors the chance to see the uniforms that the British Army were wearing, to see the clothing that the native warriors would have been wearing, to see firsthand the type of weapons that were used. So it really kind of brings history alive to see and smell things of the 18th century. If you're unable to come during the battle reenactment, you're able to see mannequins of British soldiers and native warriors and see the uniforms and clothing that was worn, the type of weapons that they used. So the stone room of the museum is quite beautiful. It serves different functions. There are some exhibits that people can look at in that room. There is a wonderful carving of stone and depicts the battle. That space is also used for special events. It also can be used for lectures.
The artifacts and everything, most of which are from the state of Pennsylvania. The Heritage Society also has some of their own artifacts and reconstructions of artifacts here that gives you an idea of the culture. We have Native American displays as well as a historical display of the Heritage Society and the opening of Bushy Run. Basically the tours and everything that were here back to the reenactment in 1963 we have posters for and things like that. You're going to come here and you're going to get an education of your backyard. You'll learn the Native Americans that lived in your backyard, that lived in this area. You're going to learn about the battles that happened in this area from the French and Indian War up and through Pontiac's War and just before the Revolution. You're going to learn your history from a wide range of perspectives and get to understand the history a little bit better. It's a beautiful place. Beyond being just a battlefield, the park itself has walking trails that are miles long, and you won't hear a car on some of these. You're escaping that city sound, you're escaping everything to see this beautiful place that has an amazing amount of history and a good bit of solemnness. Many people died here during this battle, and you're going to learn about that, and you're going to understand that this is one of the precursors to the Revolution, and that you're going to know the amount of history that happened right where you live.